So you're a European company and you'd like to tackle the Canadian defense market. Here's a few tips to take into account way before you even put foot on the ground. So the first thing is get involved as early as possible. And when I say get involved is get to know the programs, which program are coming in, who's responsible within D&D, the Department of National Defense, who's responsible for this program or this program, and what type of equipment they're considering. And if they're not considering your type of equipment or your specific equipment or your equipment that fits into your technologies, don't be afraid to show what's your technology. Don't be afraid to take an appointment with them and show exactly what you're capable of and who have you sold to in the past and what are the advantages or your product or your technology. So if they don't know your product or your technology, most probably they will not specify anything that will help you. So we have a tendency, every human has this tendency to specify or to look after what he knows. So if they don't know your product or your technology or your capabilities, well, guess what? There's a lot of chance that they won't put any specification related to your product or your technology. So get to know them and get them to know you so you have more visibilities. The second part is develop your Canadian network. Get to know who's doing what in Canada. Canada is a huge country in terms of area, so logistics is not easy. So going from one hand to the other hand of the country is quite time consuming, depending of your product, depending of what you're selling. So get to know who's doing what, who can help you, who can support you, who are your competitor on site, and who could be your potential supplier, who could be your potential partner. Every program in Canada is designed the same way, and it's a little bit specific to Canada, so you most probably will need some partner in Canada. Some partner just to translate, and I'm not talking about a foreign language to English or French, I'm talking about a foreign language to Canadian English. So they want to see Canada, D&D will want to see what's your story, what are your intention in Canada. So you need to develop a good story. Once the RFQ is out, it's a little bit too late to develop this story, and the time goes by very fast once the RFP is out. So, and most program will need a PMP, program manager, so a project management professional. So that's something that is not that current in Europe. So you need most probably a potential local partner just to perform this task. Get to know the ITBs. ITB in Canada is a fancy word for offset. So it means industrial and technological benefits. So we came up with a fancy approach to develop Canadian content. So the good way for you, the good thing for you is you don't need to move your production line from Europe to Canada to qualify. You need to master the ITB, the industrial and technological benefits, and to leverage them to your advantage, because it's a point system. So you need to get to know a little bit more about the ITBs, and if you have done your homework for the first 2 points that I mentioned, then you'll be in a better position to maximize your point and maximize your the outcome of your proposal. And last, get to be seen. So participate into event, meet with potential partner, get to know D&D, get them to know you. So it's all part of getting them and getting the market to know you, so that you stand as a official and potential real contender for this program, the program that you're looking after. If all this rings a bell, please comment. If you have any question, please ask the question below. It will be a pleasure for me to answer and get back to you.